The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning to you here at 5 a.m. Thanks for waking up with us on a finally Friday morning. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher.
And we begin this morning with breaking news from overnight. And an investigation is underway after a car went over the Bluffs in Northeast Bakersfield, leaving one woman dead. Police say it happened just before midnight. According to police, the woman was driving northbound on Mount Vernon Avenue when she continued through the intersection at Panorama Drive, sending the car barreling down the hillside. The woman, who was the only person in the car, died in the crash. Police say speed and alcohol do appear to be factors. The woman who was killed has not been identified.
Pedestrian safety is one of our signature issues here at KGET, and sadly another investigation into a pedestrian's death is underway. This is the second one in less than 24 hours. The latest incident happened just before 8 o'clock last night. According to CHP, the person was hit by a hit-and-run driver on South Chester Avenue. This is just south of Ming Avenue. We're still waiting to hear back from investigators for more details. And this comes just less than 24 hours after another pedestrian was hit and killed. It happened on James Road near North Chester Avenue. We brought you this story yesterday, but now we're learning it was also a hit and run. CHP says a 59-year-old woman was walking in traffic when she was hit by a car. She was pronounced dead at the scene.
Now, all of this happened on the same day the city of Bakersfield received a big grant from the state to improve its roadways. It is worth $1.5 million and will be distributed across a number of projects. Workers are going to install more street medians across the city. They're also installing radar feedback signs to help cut down on speeding cars. And in hotspot areas for crashes, there's going to be more reflectors and flashing yellow lights on crosswalks.
Local leaders came together yesterday to celebrate the state of downtown Bakersfield. 17's Marco Torres was there for an update on the area and plans moving forward.
Downtown Bakersfield has struggled with a host of issues, from homelessness to burglaries, vandalism and dumpster bonfires being some of the biggest issues. We've reported for more than a year how business owners have reached their limit. But with security measures like the block-to-block program, trespassing, vandalism and burglary have all been on the decline. The bicycle street gang that ran amok, terrorizing downtown businesses and their patrons, is a thing of the past, according to O&A Security, downtown's private security force.
The downtown is becoming more alive, safer to come down here. We're out here all the time to make sure that the businesses are safe, the customers are safe, and to come on down.
The block-to-block program started a year ago. The actual scope of the program covered just a small section of downtown Bakersfield, with its walking patrol from Wall Street to 20th Street and Chester to H Street. But now it's growing, and the plans are for it to get much, much bigger. From Truxton Avenue to Golden State Highway, and from A Street to Mill Creek Park.
We've mapped it out to 12 zones in the downtown area, and we're working on getting funding for those areas to be able to have the security in all of the areas of downtown. With that, we're looking also into security cameras.
Marco Torres, 17 News.
The final numbers are in. At 17's Compassion Corner, you, our viewers, donated a whopping 13,000 pounds of food for our community's most vulnerable residents.
The Golden Empire Cleaners and KGET Food Drive was a resounding success, with nearly 7 tons of food collected. All of those donations filled 3 trucks. That means more food for seniors, adults, and children in need here in Kern County. So what is next for the popular social media app TikTok? Members of Congress spent 5 hours grilling the company's CEO yesterday over the app's ties to China and its potential to serve up harmful content to minors. The concerns have lawmakers on both sides of the aisle talking about banning TikTok entirely. NBC's Chris Pallone has the latest from Washington.
Do you expect this committee?
On Capitol Hill, a bipartisan barrage.
What your relationship is with the Communist Party?
You damn well know that you cannot protect the data and security of this committee or the 150 million users of your app.
TikTok CEO Shu Chu trying to ease concerns the app's parent company ByteDance could be forced to share Americans' private user data with the Chinese Communist Party.
ByteDance is not owned or controlled by the Chinese government. is a private company.
Chu detailing efforts by TikTok to store all American data on American servers and pointing out the company has 7,000 U.S. employees.
Congressman, I have seen no evidence that the Chinese government has access to that data. They have never asked us. We have not provided.
Well, you know what?
I
find that actually preposterous.
Many already skeptical lawmakers walked away unconvinced.
I don't trust anything that was being said in there about who has access to the data.
Users who have built communities on TikTok and even make money from it fear it all could disappear in a flash.
We can solve the issues without taking away something so precious to us all.
But some lawmakers say the threats posed by TikTok are just one small part of a new world of data privacy and disinformation nightmares, which won't be solved by banning just one app.
Let's talk about all social media companies, what the harms are, and then write federal legislation to deal with those issues instead of scapegoating TikTok.
Now, 150 million American TikTok users watch and wait. After the hearing, TikTok issued a statement complaining that the day was dominated by political grandstanding. In Washington, Chris Pallone, NBC News.
5:14 is your time now, and the White House says it will disband the COVID response team in May. The COVID-19 public health emergency is set to expire May 11th. It was created in February 2020. A White House official says COVID no longer disrupts our lives because of investments and our efforts to mitigate its worst impacts. The team has been shrinking in recent months. At one point, the team had 3 dozen staffers, including Dr. Anthony Fauci.
And let's take a look at the latest COVID-19 numbers here locally. Kern County Public Health updated their dashboard yesterday to reflect 684 new positive cases and 9 new deaths. Public Health reports 71% of all cases are unvaccinated, with 83% of hospitalizations and 85% of deaths among those who've not received the shot.
Governor Gavin Newsom's latest plan to go after oil companies he accuses of price gouging consumers is quickly making its way through the state legislature. The proposal, approved in the state Senate yesterday, has evolved from the original request by the governor for a windfall tax on oil company profits. Karma Dickerson with our sister station in Fresno explains.
If you're looking for consensus in polarized times, try asking Californians how they feel about gas prices.
Yeah, these prices, insane.
Even as those prices have dropped from last summer's high of $6.44 a gallon to $4.83 a gallon in California.
It was definitely extreme, and it's still extreme. We're just kind of desensitized to it.
Everyone we spoke with was aware of at least this much.
California pays more than any other state in the nation.
But when it comes to what it will take to change that, California's Democratic leaders are hoping a bill passed Thursday in the state Senate will make a difference.
SB X12 will help us hold big oil accountable to prevent future excessive profits at the expense of California families.
SB X12 is the most recent version of Governor Gavin Newsom's special session effort to address California gas prices. The goal? To understand what factors drive up gas prices in the Golden State and potentially penalize oil companies found to be gouging customers. The bill will give the California Energy Commission some oversight over the petroleum industry, as well as the ability to gather data about pricing practices and the authority to impose penalties on oil companies found to be taking advantage of consumers.
My major opposition to this right now is how the legislature is handling it by jamming it through on a short notice without a real robust public debate.
Senate Minority Leader Brian Jones and other Republicans criticized the bill being fast-tracked through the legislative process, while Democrats argued the speed fit the nature of the special session.
We're using this expedited process because we have a duty to act on issues like that has had tremendous impact on the lives of our constituents.
Republicans also believe any penalties on oil companies will eventually be felt by Californians.
Increased fees, increased taxes, that gets passed on to the consumer.
When the governor's proposal passed the Senate, the governor issued a statement Thursday saying, in part, with this proposal, California leaders are ending the era of oil's outsized influence and holding them accountable. The bill now moves to the Assembly for consideration.
And that was Carmen Dickerson reporting. Back here at home, Bakersfield Assemblyman Vince Fong also weighing in, strongly criticizing the governor's proposal, saying it will do nothing to lower gas prices.
He's basically creating more government, state government, and giving them the ability to kind of micromanage our energy production and our supply. And that is the wrong approach. The solution to reducing gas prices in California is we need more energy supply. We need to invest in energy infrastructure, and we need to actually expand refining capacity. Californians are demanding affordable gas prices, not more red tape. And so this bill is being rushed within 72 hours. It's been put forward. We're still reviewing the details, but it could be a disaster.
Governor Newsom estimates that his plan will cost up to $10 million. Breaking news around the state, LAUSD schools are set to reopen today as the strike ends and labor talks resume. The striking workers are calling for a 30% across-the-board salary increase, plus a $2 per hour addition for the lowest paid workers. The school district has offered a 23% wage hike and a cash-in-hand bonus, but that proposal was turned down. Mayor Karen Bass hopes to help the parties reach an agreement to reopen schools and guarantee fair treatment of all LAUSD workers. The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.